Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How's it going? I know it's been a minute since I filmed anything and I haven't had the time for literally anything and found myself doing nothing on a Saturday night, so I decided to make this video and I'm so glad because I've missed this. I wanted to talk to you about something that really interests me and something that is so fascinating to me and something that recently has happened in my life, and I've tried and tested this and I think it's just too good to gatekeep. Listen closely. Right now in this very moment, I bet that your life is about to change. Your whole existence, everything that you are, everything that you ever think of being, all comes down to one thing: the conversation that you're having with yourself. The voice in your head that keeps on telling you what you can do and what you can't do, what's possible, what's not possible. That's the key to transformation. I wanted to share something very fascinating with you, and I think everyone who knows me knows that I'm currently reading this book called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I've done his meditations in the past, and I am currently reading this book. And it's a very interesting book because it actually applies quantum physics into the art of manifestation. And it basically says that every thought that you think literally creates a biochemical reaction in your body. Every single word you say literally fires and wires specific neural networks in your brain. And that's why when you wake up each morning and you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I'm not worthy of this, you are actually programming your brain to think that into reality, because anything you think is your reality. In the book, actually, Joe Dispenza describes that every action that you take creates energy. Everything around us is energy. Everything around us is vibrating at a frequency, which actually means that you create an electromagnetic field around you, and the frequency of the emotion that you are vibrating on will actually attract more of that. So for example, if you vibrate on the frequency of gratitude, you will literally attract more things to be grateful for. If you are vibrating at a frequency of lack, at a frequency of not having enough things in your life, you will attract more of that. Because one thing that I've learned from this book is that your brain cannot tell the difference between what's real and what's not real. And the neuroscience part of this is that you're literally structuring your brain. What I mean to say is that your thoughts are powerful. They have a huge impact on what your current reality looks like. This works in 3 days. It's literally how to revolutionize your life and your brain in just 3 days. So stick with me. But let me be clear that these 3 days will not be something ordinary. They have to be something different from what you're doing, and you have to very consciously and deliberately change your patterns and change your behaviors. You see, the thing is that most people live their life on autopilot, right? They wake up, they brush their teeth, they have breakfast, they go to work, they come back, they doom scroll, and then they sleep. They wake up with the same kind of thoughts, they have the same thought patterns every day, they literally do the same things every single day. And how to get a different reality is that you consciously break this thought cycle. You consciously break this pattern. You know, one of my favorite podcasters, he always says this quote at the end of his videos, and I love it. It literally goes like, nothing changes if nothing changes. And each time he says it, it's so powerful. Like, I love it. So the thing is that when you change your thoughts, you change your brain structure, which changes your energy, which changes your attention, which changes your actions, which changes your reality. It's like a chain. It's like a vicious cycle. And until you don't break the cycle of negative returns, nothing's gonna change. I want to share a very interesting diagram that I saw in this book. It shows the different kinds of emotions and different kinds of frequencies of the emotions. So the high vibrating frequencies are bliss, freedom, love, joy, appreciation, gratitude, will, power. The low vibrating frequencies are anger, fear, guilt, shame, suffering, victimization, pain, and lust. And it says, Emotions are energy in motion. All energy is frequency, and all frequency carries information. Based on your personal thoughts and feelings, we are always sending and receiving information. This is the diagram where it literally like has all these emotions and these are the frequencies. Because like think about it, every single discovery, every single achievement, every single amazing thing that's ever happened always started out with a thought. So consciously or subconsciously, you are either literally programming your brain for success or failure. Like there's no in between, there's no loopholes. A very interesting topic that I also learned was something called neuroplasticity, which basically means that you can change the structure of your brain, which literally means your brain's ability to change, to adapt, and to make new neural connections, which is a response to any experience or any changes. And the interesting thing is that neuroplasticity can work in either a good way or a bad way. The smart ones know to make it work for your favor. If you think you can't change, if you think you have a thought or a behavioral pattern that you can't change, think about it again, because you can. Whenever you find yourself telling yourself that you can't change, think about who has put this thought in your mind, or who has put this limiting belief in your mind. Is it someone that projects on you? Is it you not being aware of your thought patterns? Is it you not willing to change because subconsciously your brain feels comfortable with the situation and does not want to get out of it into the unknown? Because the unknown is scary, uncertainty is frightening as and does your brain not want that? So next time you find yourself thinking, oh, it's so hard for me to change, like I've been like this all my life, think about why. And mostly the answer is that you have self-imposed this on yourself. Coming back to the 3-day challenge that I had done, which worked wonderfully by the way, your thoughts for the next 3 days will create ripples in your consciousness that will expand into waves of transformation in every area of your life. Because your brain literally processes 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day. And the shocking part is that 90% of those thoughts are the same ones that you had the previous day. You are literally thinking yourself into the same life on autopilot. So you're literally, all the negative self-talk is your reality. For the next 3 days, I want you to flip every single negative thought that comes into your brain. For example, I'm not good enough. Flip it, I'm good enough. Like a lot of people, for I don't know, social acceptance or like maybe to fit in, they try to make self-degrading jokes. And a lot of people call me out for this, but I absolutely do not tolerate that. Not even as a joke. Because your brain can't tell. Your brain can't tell if you're joking. It cannot tell whether, oh, I'm so broke, is a joke or is your reality. I make sure to never comment on my looks, never to comment on my financial status, my intelligence, my IQ, my intellect. I will never joke about this in a bad way. And I get a lot of, Preeti, come on, you can take a joke, but no. I cannot take this joke and I will never take this joke. And I also listen to a lot of speeches and podcasts and meditations by Neville Goddard. And he was one of the most inspiring people that I have ever heard, because he taught me something: act as if everything works out for you, and there is absolutely no way that it won't. And this mindset works because when you act as if everything always works out for you and everything is in alignment and you absolutely know that it's gonna happen, our brain is wired to look for evidence of the things that we're thinking. If you walk around thinking nothing ever works out for me, your brain will try to prove that. You'll notice rejection everywhere, you'll notice bad people, you'll come across like really bad experiences, and every single inconvenience that can ever happen will happen to you. But if you flip that mindset like the 3-day challenge, and say that everything always works out for me. Your brain will literally start looking for evidences to make everything work in your favor. You'll start to notice that the kind of thoughts that you had before are leading you to something better. You'll start to see the bigger picture of things. You'll start to shift your perspective of failure or setbacks from something negative to protection to divine intervention to something always working out in your favor. And the biggest thing that it changes is your energy. When you enter a room, people can feel your energy. You don't have to say a word and people can feel your aura, your energy. And if you walk into a room like you own it, it makes you super magnetic. Because like imagine like you miss your bus, or imagine like you're stuck in traffic. You'll start to think things like maybe this is not meant for me, or like maybe I was not going to be safe in this bus, maybe something bad was about to happen and I got protected from it. Something called the burnt toast theory as well. When you get rejected from something, mindset literally shifts to maybe there's something better out there for me. Or if something's not working out for you, maybe this is not meant for me and I'm meant for bigger and better things. That's how you're gonna start thinking. And when you carry this mindset, your nervous system calms down. When your nervous system is calm, you operate from a place of abundance. You stop trying to control something that's not in your control. And ironically, that's when life gets better. That's when opportunities flow into your life. People show up and solutions unfold. I also want to make one thing clear, that acting like everything works out does not mean that you don't have to acknowledge what you're feeling. If you're feeling hurt, if you want to cry, if you're frustrated, you're allowed to feel that. You're still human. Imagine you're like in this movie and you're like the main character and everything is in a mess in the main character's life, and then you as an audience actually knows that it's going to work out for them. So whenever you're upset or you're feeling sad or whatever, just tell yourself, okay, this is just something I'm feeling right now. It does not need to be something that defines my entire life, and it will pass, and I know that things will fall back into place. And that's literally not being delusional. That is having faith. How you can practice this mindset is that you start with your language. Anytime something happens that is an inconvenience to you, instead of saying, my life is so messy, you can always just flip that and say, this is working out for me somehow. I don't see it, but I trust it. You visualize your lucky self. In the girl world, there is something called the lucky girl syndrome, which I truly believe in, which actually says that you are the luckiest person on this planet. Everything is automatically just working out for you. You are super lucky. Everything happens for you. It does not happen to you. Everything happens for you. You're getting all the opportunities. You're getting everything that you ever want. And you're just lucky. Like, you can't help it. That's how you are. That's how you live. That's the state that you live in. You're just super duper lucky. Just look back at the things that have worked out. I can bet you that every single problem in your life that you've ever had always found a solution. Look back at that and try to have faith in that if I have gotten through 100% of my bad days, there's nothing that will stop me now. And it's not going to be any different. And of course, this is something I struggle with, but it's so important to detach from the how. I mean, detach from the outcome. When you're asking the universe, how will it happen? When will it happen? You're showing it that you do not trust it. Just know that it's going to happen. The universe does not like to be questioned. Just know that it's going to happen, and it's just going to happen. I don't know. I don't see it right now, but I just know in my heart, feel it in all my cells in my body, that it's going to happen, period. I was actually listening to this very interesting podcast as well. There was a monk that was talking about happiness. The interviewer asked him that, are you looking for happiness? And what he said was that I'm looking for peace, because where there is happiness, there is sadness. Where there is rise, there is fall. Where there is good, there is bad. I'm probably not able to express the way he said it, but he is on a quest to attain peace rather than happiness. And I guess that's what the most important thing is. At the end, I just want to tell you, 3 days of no negative self-talk, 3 days of flipping all of your negative thoughts, and 3 days of truly trusting in your ability and just blindly trusting the universe. And I promise you, things will change. You will see a shift. And of course, act as if everything is always working out for you, because it is, and everything will. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. I will try to be more consistent, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.